I am sitting here finalizing the last few details on all the products for the shop. I spent most of the morning dealing with all the shipping stuff. It took us a few hours of me and my partner like calculating a lot of things in detail, but I think that we came up with a system, and so it's such a relief that that is done. It is 4 p.m. now. I've spent the whole day just like making sure all the information's right, uploading all the photos, selecting all the photos, all the product descriptions, all the product weights, you know, like I mentioned, everything ready for shipping, etc., etc. My mind is melting, but we're just a couple more hours away from the shop dropping. Very exciting, but also really nerve-wracking in a way. Anyhow, I wanted to jump on here and say hello, also because I've just received the thank you cards, but I'm actually going to show you guys the ones from last collection. I have to show you guys this because you guys don't know that in the last collection I had this nice photo printed on a thank you card so that I could write on the back, but they didn't even center the photo properly. Like you can tell, like the border here is way thicker. So for every single order on the last collection, I had to manually just cut by hand to make sure it was all accurate. It was so hard to get a clean line. So I went with a different company this time. I'm really excited. This is the first time I get to see them. Please be centered. Please don't have me cut them. Okay, you ready? I'm gonna pull one out. You guys look at it before I do. Yay! It's centered! No way! I think it turned out nicer too. I shot a lot of photos and film, and I kind of wanted it to look like, not a Polaroid, but you know those Fuji Instax? I thought it would be really cute to have it like that. This time I also went with a matte paper, which is what I wanted last time. You can kind of tell it's like glossy and shiny. This is more matte so that it's also easier and nicer to write on the back. This is recycled paper too. It was the most sustainable option that they had. I try to make everything in my packaging as sustainable as possible. So I only use craft tape, craft paper, cardboard boxes. I don't use any plastic, I don't use any peanuts. Everything's basically just paper. Okay, back to work now. I'm going to finish uploading just a couple more photos. I can show you guys what this looks like. I have all of my photos here in Lightroom, all the product photos, all the film photos, etc. And for those of you curious, I use Webflow. So this is currently what the website is looking like. The one thing that I am happy about this time is the photos move when you hover. But the most important thing for me is that this table line is consistent every single time. I just think like you might not notice that, but I do, and I feel like that makes all the difference. And then that is linked to my Shopify cart, so everything that's running on the back end, cart-wise, shipping-wise, etc., is running with Shopify. This is the spreadsheet that we made this morning with my partner where we were calculating the weight of packaging, basically, and then trying to match that to box sizes. I just rounded a minimum total weight and maximum total weight, so I know that for this box the range would be this and this, which is incredibly helpful because then when I go into shipping rate, so we measured all of these, and then in the end this is kind of what we ended up with.
The process that I had was I could just copy and paste each email into a spreadsheet, which won't take too long.
Okay.
30 seconds.
30 seconds. For real?
30 seconds.
Okay, I'm publishing. It's live. Oh my god. 0 visitors.
Literally 0.
2 checking out. 7 checking out. France, United States, UK, Ireland, Italy, Belgium. 2 purchases. Yay! 4 orders.
5 orders.
5 orders. SLA plate is sold out. Lyrio bowls are sold out. Whoa, 25 are checking out. Friday, the 5th of December. I've just arrived to the studio. My battery's already about to die. I have to charge it, but I got myself some celebratory breakfast things, pastelitos from the bakery. And I have printed all the orders. Let me turn on the lights. I am tired. I look like shishitos. Big packing day. I have all the boxes laid out for me by my partner, who generously helped me so much. Without him, I wouldn't be able to be running this. So we have a logistics warehouse running, and what I am going to do now, once I get this coat off, each one of these order packing slips and start preparing or just laying out the orders, just to make sure that everything makes sense, no pieces are missing or anything. I did like triple, quadruple check inventory, so it should be good. I should probably also say, wow, thank you so much. I don't even have words. Like I said, I'm so tired, but I'm just overwhelmed with how much love and support you guys, all of you give me, and for being here, just for supporting all of this. And I have no words other than thank you so much. It's like, it feels like a love bombing. It's just like, in just a few hours, you receive so much love and support, and also all the kindest messages. Like, a lot of you didn't shop, but still left me like the sweetest, nicest messages. I want to like print all of them and save all of them. It means a lot that you guys are here. And yeah, so big kisses, and let's start packing.
Asking eyes, she's looking through stardust, city lights, out wandering and moonstruck, and just wanting the whole thing, the whole damn thing, just wanting the whole thing, the whole damn thing. Magnetized, he's picking out pleasures. He's terrified and burning her letters, and just wanting the whole thing, the whole damn thing, just wanting the whole thing, the whole damn thing. Like a child lit up by the moon, here as snow, and just telling the truth, just wanna know
is official. We have finally finished packing all the orders. These are the remainder that need to be picked up by couriers today and tomorrow. I thought it'd be fun to give you guys maybe a bit of like a summary of how the sale went. I'm feeling like actually maybe I should switch to sitting. I thought it was a good idea to give you guys better light, but I think I get a little too distracted when people see me right by the doors in the window. Anyhow, it's first of all really emotional to see, I'm looking at them right now, to see all the orders and all the packages. I think that when you see the sales, you know, through your computer screen and you see things selling out and stuff, it's like, it's a cool feeling, of course, but seeing every package and every name behind a package makes you realize there's a person behind this, and I think it humanizes the experience a lot more. And I think that's really what touches me, to think that there are other people. I mean, I'm already getting emotional about it, but there are people behind all these numbers and these screens and these packages and shipping labels that choose to want to support, be a part of this, want to have a piece in their homes, and then hopefully use them, I hope, for a long time. Making pieces that are functional and durable is really important to me. You know, it's such an undescribable feeling to have someone choose something that you made from your own hand. It felt emotional to part ways with, like, I guess a part of yourself, because there's just, I'm trying not to get too emotional. But there is so much of yourself that you put into work that you make with your own hands. And so I think it's like a little part of me that's going out into the world, into other people's home. So I digress. I don't want to get too emotional on camera. I think there's also always a bit of a lead up of pressure going to a sale. I'm still not really used to it. I haven't done many online sales really. I think this is really only my third one total. Like I think I did one back in Toronto, and this is my second one here. So there's always like a lot of pressure into getting everything ready, and then the whole packing process is also actually quite tedious. I've been packing for 6 days straight. I think it's been maybe 3 weekends that I've skipped where there hasn't been a weekend. So I am really looking forward to tomorrow going on break for a couple days. In terms of observations on the sale, I think there was about 700 or close to 800 people that were on the website that day. Out of those, there was about 50 something orders. I believe the rate was something like 6% conversion rate. So having some of these numbers does kind of give me a bit an overview of like what did well, what didn't do well. I think what was also really surprising, actually, the US has usually been like my biggest market, and I saw a lot of other markets grow this time, which I find really interesting. A lot of orders from Canada, a lot of orders obviously within the EU, a lot of new places such as Germany, Sweden. I mean, I had some before, but like they've just really grown compared to before. Still lots of orders in the UK. I'm really grateful for that. Some other observations from this sale. I think a lot of people were definitely drawn to the glazes that had colors. So the white glazes didn't go as fast as the others did. The mugs and cups in the prune kind of darkish glaze did really well, as well as every bowl that was in the green cardamom glaze. Those flew off really, really quickly. And then stock slowly dwindled, and then a lot of what was left at the end were a lot of white pieces, which I find really interesting because in person they look just as beautiful, but maybe in the way that maybe they photograph, they don't show as well. It also, I think, points to the fact that maybe people are drawn to the glaze work that I do. So I think it's an indicator for me to keep that in mind, that like glaze work is a big part of what makes my pieces attractive or special. So there's a lot of indicators like that that are really interesting. Another thing that I learned that made a huge difference this time was the box sizes. So I bought a bunch of different box sizes to test out and see what would work better. And usually when you buy boxes, it tells you the most popular box sizes. So a lot of time it's like 15, 15, 15 or 25 by 25, 25. I'm talking centimeters. And I realized pretty quickly why they're so popular. First of all, they do fit a lot of things. So in the 25 by 25 by 25, I was able, for example, sorry, I'm getting a call. I was able, for example, to fit 2 bowls and 2 mugs in a box that's pretty small. But what's more important is actually shipping is much cheaper on these cubic sizes. So the 25, the 35, the 15, all give you much lower rates than if you had a box that was maybe a bit wider. I think that's all I can think of right now as a summary for this collection. All in all, I did want to thank every one of you, even if you didn't manage to get something, for being here, for sending me messages, for watching these videos, for leaving likes. Every time you guys interact with these videos, whether it's leaving a comment or leaving a like, it really does help me a lot. It gets my work out there, it gets this community growing. I see a lot of you that come back as well, that leave messages repeatedly, and even though we might not know each other so personally, I do remember who you are. So I'm just glad that the work that I put out there resonates with you guys and brings you some kind of value. I don't think I get to say it as much as I'd like to, but thank you so much for all of you for being here, and yeah, love you guys.